I mean,
Love it. What up, everybody? It's popping. It's popping. You already got some comments. Zulu Butterfly. I'm looking forward to this one. I've heard many interviews with him. Oh my
right, right.
God. Greetings, everybody out there. What's up? What's up? Thank you for hitting up the Tommy Cole Show. I'm so happy to be here and happy to have you here. This is Zulu Butterfly, y'all. And look, I've had kids. I told my students about you because I definitely tell my students about all my hip hop friends and all my talented homies. And so a couple of students actually had some questions that they wanted me to ask you and make sure that I get to. So we're going to
Okay.
do that. But before we do that, I want to give my audience, shout out audience. We seem to have a lot of audience in Turkey and Russia, aside from America and in Canada. So I want to give a shout out to them. What up to the people in Egypt? We got a big audience in Egypt too, and also in Egypt, Russia, Turkey, Germany. So a lot of people are going to be listening to this in those countries in particular, aside
I
from
just
America.
wanted to say, if they can hear me,
They
um,
will.
peace and love to the people who lost loved ones and homes and things of that nature. But knowing that it's not about what we go through, it's how we come out on the other side.
That's right. They
So
did have
love
a
it.
very terrible earthquake. That's right.
Word up.
All right. So for those who don't know, can I get Zulu? Can you give us a little background? Even look, even his actual name sounds OG. His name is Orpheus Jones, y'all. That's a magical name right there. His whole real name is amazing. I met Zulu back in like 1993, 94. And I don't know exactly how I met you, but I know I was hanging out with Abstract Rude a lot back then. So wherever he was, you probably were, and that's how I met you. And I immediately felt like we were family. Like immediately you were
Word
like
up.
that I never met
Word
you.
up.
And
Word up.
I know all my homegirls had crushes on you. That's all I know. All my homegirls had a big old crush on Zulu, and they love watching you dance. But
Yeah, I still dance every day. I get it in every day. It's a part of my spiritual practice now.
that's
You know.
that's necessary and important. I want to show some people some footage of you if you don't mind. Show them what you do.
Nah.
All right.
Okay.
Here's Oh wait, before I play that, let me give some more info. So basically, I don't consider Zulu just a dancer, y'all. Zulu is like I would say he's more of a performing artist. He's a expressionist. Like you know how there's people on the East Coast that was known for pantomiming. Well, Zulu's more. He would be like the soul pantomimer. Like he's deeper than pantomime. But that's the best way to explain it. Like because when you think of dance, unless you are a dancer or have an open mind, you think of certain 1 and 2 and 3. But he doesn't dance exactly like that. He can, but all I've usually seen Zulu do is like express the words of the artist. Like you usually dance with rappers, correct?
Correct. Just a short, because I don't know if a lot of people know this. We didn't. Tribe Unique is the dance group, and that was me, Zulu the Butterfly, and Ebony Prince are the founders of Tribe Unique.
There we
And then
go.
we had a couple other members, Irie the Lion King and the Ever Flowing Now. Um, we started off basically dancing for jazz musicians. So we danced for Horace Tapscott, Don Cherry, Billy Higgins, the Watts Prophets, and they are the ones that gave us bars and how to be lyrical and use the tones and octaves of their music to express feelings, emotions, antagonists, protagonists, different things that would bring audially and visually something together that could be comprehensive. So we started off with jazz musicians. So when we moved into the hip hop, it was just like, oh, this is easy. You know what I mean?
That's freaking
So
amazing.
yeah. So, I remember, like JMD, everybody knows who JMD is. I toured with him many times. Good, good, good brother. One of my extremely important mentors. They
Oh no, I was just closing my window shade. Where's Zulu? You know, there's always some technical issue. I swear, it just never just works when it needs to. It's really annoying. Zulu, okay, you're back. Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
Okay.
basically, I'm just saying that he gave us the understanding of how to hear the music and articulate that through the body of feeling and movement. Basically, being a movement curator. So,
I love it. Let me write that
creating, yeah, movement curator.
down.
Basically,
Definitely say
curating movement that can produce feelings, emotions, intellect, uh, and the unseen things. So, you know, it was mostly just doing the gifts, practicing the gifts, and enjoying the gifts that the Creator gave us. That's all.
Were you so you were teenagers, correct? Were you guys or just how did you
I
get
was
into
like,
that? How do you just start dancing
um,
for jazz people? Like how does that happen?
well, what happened is when we first, I was always dancing as a young kid, doing the Michael Jackson, dancing at the beauty salon, just watching Soul Train, just on that. We started a dance team to basically battle other dancers. That was not the motivation, but that's what it ended up being. Who was the best? And we started utilizing because Ebony Prince's mother was a modern dance teacher, so she used to tell us to go to the library and do research. So we went and got Alvin Ailey and Bob Fosse and the Nicholas Brothers and Jimmy Sly and all these old greats, and we just studied them. And then once we gathered their vocabulary of movements, we started to incorporate that over the hip hop. So we basically took the jazz influence of dance and just openness and constructed it into hip hop.
That's
And that
brilliant.
same
Oh my gosh. What is going on? But you know that happens when you go live. Sometimes things just happen that are unpredictable and you just got to deal with it. As long as he comes back, I'm good.
fact.
All
So
right.
look, check it out. Sorry about that. I don't know. Maybe it's the internet connection.
Fine.
But
It's okay.
uh, I was saying what again?
You were saying Bob Fosse and the Nicholas brothers were heavy
Yeah,
influences. You guys studied them.
Bob
Ebony.
Fosse, his brothers, as well as like musical artists like Sun Ra and Jimi Hendrix and Parliament Funkadelic were influences musically as well as movement wise because they were dealing with things that are harmonic and melody and rhythm and all these things are harmonic and they live inside of it. So they basically gave us the tools and we just went forward with it. And we were a dance group for like 3, 4 years before we even became A.T.U. And
Wow.
then Ab came back from San Diego after being gone for like 2 years and we were already just popping. And we told him like, yo, man, you know, he tried dancing with us, but our bars were so high. He was like, you know, you always been a good writer. You should rap. You should be our rapper. So
Ah,
we told him, you be our rapper because we need a rapper to dance because that's what the get down was back then, a rapper and some dancers. So we basically put him on, like, because he's younger than me. I've been knowing Ab since he was 5 years old. And
wow.
so we
Wow.
put him on and named him, basically created, not created, but guided the brother to his greatness,
That's
helped guide him.
dope. Because y'all call
And
him extra rude. Like, was that because he was a Scorpio, scorpion, rude boy?
no, we were on the bus going to Venice Beach, me, Ab, and Ebony. And Ab used to always wear these hats that had an A on them. And so he was trying to figure out a name at the time. And we was like, I just said, you know what? You should call yourself Abstract because that's different. That's like Tribe Unique. And then he was like, oh, yeah. And then we was all rostered out and dealing with that whole demonstration. So Ebony was like, nah, you got to be rude, like a rude boy. And so Abstract Rude. And he just ran with it.
That is dope. And then your Zulu butterfly. I,
Yeah, that name came from that name actually means the warrior of change, and that came through me doing shows and cultivating live butterflies and letting them go at shows. It became a thing, and so I didn't even name myself that. It was my group members like Fat Jack and Chewy and Drez was like, man, you Zulu the butterfly priest, and Phoenix Orion rest. What's up, Laura? Like you should be the Zulu, the butterfly priest. And I was like, man, that's kind of dope. And
that
then
is
after a while, drop the priest, put the priest back, you know. So now it's DJ Zoo.
Now that's pretty freaking amazing. You be spinning around LA and other. You're y'all on tour right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm with Medusa in Eugene, Oregon.
Shout out,
Um,
shout out.
yeah, there she go.
What type of music would you say you're spinning? Oh, there she is. Look at her, the beautiful fro. What up? Gorgeous. Right on.
Yeah,
You live a beautiful life, Zulu. You live a beautiful life.
yeah. I mean, I like to say thank you for that, but life is what you make it. And if you're not willing to go through the pain and misery of the Earth School, I got you, baby girl. Somebody here that know you, Tamiko.
And
Adila.
in Oregon?
Adila.
I
Yeah,
gotta see
Adila.
your face.
There
I
you go
gotta see
right there.
your face. What up? What up?
We everywhere at the same time, like oxygen. We everywhere at the same time, like oxygen.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yes.
But
Yeah. I
you know,
respect your
I
life.
just think that,
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we haven't hung out in a really, really long time. I saw you when you were out here in Las Vegas, but that was just brief.
mhm,
But but
yeah.
I've seen you throughout the years, and I've always just admired the fact that you have lived, to me from the outside looking in, an artistic life. Like I've never just seen Zulu have to go and bust out a corporate 9 to 5 or none of that.
You know what? That's beautiful said, but always been the type.
Oh, we still making this happen. Just come on back, Zulu. Just come on back. This, he's in like nature. He's in the mountains somewhere, Oregon. So the internet is kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's okay, people. My bad, my bad, my bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
But I'm just really grateful that I can say that I lived this and have lived this and will continue to live this. Because at the end of the day, it's not easy being an artist. It's easy to go get a job. I got a job. I work. I got children. I got to pay bills. I got to do things. But to be an artist, unconditionally grateful for the art is a totally different kind of process. Because then you can't make excuses. You can't complain because you're the creator. You have creators and you have administrators. Creators create administrators to administrate creation. But the administrators can't create, so they just have to administrate. So the creators shouldn't have to worry about administrating anything if they are the creators.
That's
Because
how
the
I feel.
creator made his creations to be creative.
But
You know what I mean?
we gotta eat though. So that thing. Because I
Yeah,
feel
you
I'm
gotta
a
eat.
creator.
That's why you have a job to eat. But I'm
Yeah,
saying your job don't make you creative. It's just a
no,
job. It's
that's
work.
right.
That's your purpose. But your art, that's what you give and share to the people because it's to heal them. So sometimes our minds get distracted and think that our art is supposed to be a part of our finances when the art should be a part of healing. And then if you do it so good and you're healing people so well, then you can take some little donations. But at the end of the day, is why are you doing it? But we suffer because we didn't really have a lot to depend on in the communities that we come from.
He breaking it down too. His internet is all kinds of messing up. But he's still talking. He's still building, y'all. And I'm so thankful that you guys are tuning in. All right, let's see.
Yeah, but yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm grateful, and I've had a lot of good people in my life that are my contemporaries. DJ Fat Jack, a good friend of mine.
Shout
DJ
out.
Drez,
Shout out.
Nine, AC Alone, Ja Ora, Medusa. Uh, it just goes on. Brother Jay, I had a blast touring with him with X Clan. I've experienced some of my hip hop dreams. I was on tour with Chuck D,
Man.
Brother Jay. That's like
Yes.
being with Marcus Garvey and Martin Luther King of hip
Yeah.
hop. I'm
Yeah.
grateful immensely, and also still keeping it going. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's it's inspirational. And
Yeah.
that's why I wanted you to be on. We were watching the Super Bowl, me and some of my students, and they were just like, man, the dancers are killing it, but they don't never get their props. And I was like, that's why I was wanting you on this week as well. My students just wanted always to,
Mhm.
connect with dancers, like famous dancers or dancers that have a big follow, that people. Uh-oh. Hello, hello. As long as he clicks back in, I ain't tripping. you know.
Just start saying.
Fine. Thank you for clicking back in.
Yeah. But this the thing. Just to get, because I'm keeping tabs. You said your students have some questions. Would you like to get to the questions? Because it's going in and out. I want to make sure everything is thorough. You know what I mean?
Well, you kind of answered some of that, but hold on, let me see. Okay, what got you interested in dance? Oh, you answered that basically. You kind of answered that. They said, what got you interested in dancing?
Well, the thing that got me interested in dancing, to be honest, was rerun from What's Happening. Facts. Facts. Every time I watch What's Happening, it was a good show, but I watched it because I just felt like one of these episodes he's gonna dance. So it was Freddie Stubbs rerun that made me trying to do what he was doing, watching Soul Train. He was my motivation as far as like, damn, what is he doing? It just looked like a martial art to me. That's kind of how I approach dance, because I do martial arts too, but I approach dance as a martial art. It's a technique, it's a kata, it's a movement process that you can do to music. But a dancer is the only artist that doesn't need anything to do what he does. I don't need no canvas. I don't need no paints, no microphone, no turntable. All I need is me, the real instrument and vessel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That part.
Space to dance.
Space to dance. The space is the place.
Let's see.
Space is the place.
When did you start DJing?
I started DJing during the pandemic, actually.
Wow.
I was talking to Fat Jack, and I went to a club, and Fat Jack was like, "How was the club, Zulu?" And I was like, "Ah, man, these DJs, man, why do they just play this song and then play something that's slow? It's like you can't even dance to that." He was like, "Well, then you should start DJing." I was like, "Well, damn, I do know how I should start doing that." So Fat Jack just took me under his wing for like a year or two, and I, learned what I needed to learn as far as manipulating the equipment and transitions and how to make stuff bleed together and BPMs and all these other technical things, where with turntables it's just a feel. But since you moved into technology and the controllers, it's a lot of more pushing of the buttons, which
Wow.
is I like to know that I can still play the records and spin the wax too and push buttons. So it's become a great experience. And being a dancer, it's like I know what to play in what mood, so I can read the crowd well and be like, "Oh, it's time to play this stuff. Oh no, it's time to play this. Let me go over here." So it's been a beautiful ride and experience, and I'm grateful to all those who have extended themselves to me and let me DJ.
Do you have a name for the genre that you spin, or what do you spin?
My name of my genre is I would call it I'm a different kind of DJ.
I can believe it. You've been
I'm
around.
more of a music curator. Like I curate vibes in places for people to enjoy themselves.
Okay.
So DJ, yeah, I'm that, but I'm more like an interior designer. So I'm kind of like making things especially for this or for that. Curation.
Let's see. Well, I wanted to know where your people from. I always ask, where your people from?
What do you mean, my family?
Yeah.
I'm Creek Muskegon Indian. I was born on the Hopi Reservation by accident. It wasn't like, what I'm saying. My pops, who's a Native American, get down chief of sorts. They went on a run of some sorts to the land, and I came early. So, but I'm Creek Muskegon, African, whatever you want to call the terms that we use today. But I'm a real one, and I can. Yeah, and I've been exposed to a lot of different things.
Well, see, he's one of the family. He's one of the tribal Indians that they don't label, especially, you know what I mean? And they do that for a plethora of reasons, a lot of myriad of reasons. Here he comes, here we go.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. You're doing fantastic.
I mean, I guess glasses. I did want to say something, and I said if I ever got a chance to get another interview, I would want to say this.
Bust it.
I really do appreciate all my contemporaries that I came through this hip hop with. All my friends, all my colleagues. I really, really appreciate these people unconditionally. I give them gratitude because I feel like without them, I wouldn't be here. And without me, they wouldn't be here because we all are living each other's dreams
Yes,
simultaneously.
I feel like that too.
So thank you, Kamiko, for being you. Like, I remember you. I remember.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Black,
yeah.
what's that? Five on the black hand side. What?
Oh, I still want to do another one of those. I had talked to oh my God, Ross G, rest in peace. I had talked to Ross G like a few months before he passed about joining me and doing it. Black Hand Side as a club, y'all. I used to have a social club in Los Angeles. It was so dope. Y'all, yeah, you used to get your groove on. We all used to get our groove
Oh,
on at the Black Hand Side.
black hand side. Then they had, I mean, you know what's up with the clubs. It was Unity. It was Water the Bush and
Funk
Ground
Jungle.
Zero and
Funk
Club
Jungle.
Nouveau, Funk Jungle, Carlos and Charlie's,
Oh my
Guadalinda,
Carlos.
the Attic. Remember when Sheena Lester used to do the Attic? Her
I
and Born
used to go
Allah.
to I went to I didn't know she did it, but I used to go to the attic. I went to whatever clubs was popping. I did.
Yes. Remember Brown Rice and Barbecue or
Oh,
Juju?
oh,
What? Rest
that
in
was
power, Al Jackson. Love you, man.
oh shout out Ora. Ja Ora was
Ja Ora, my dude.
my
That's my
favorite
dude.
dance partner. He make me feel like I could dance. My favorite
I went
dance
on tour. Ora, I was privileged to be on tour with Ora, Ja Ora, with X Clan. Me, Ora, DJ Fat Jack, and Brother Jay, and it was a phenomenal tour. It was
I
phenomenal.
remember that. I remember that. That's you know
Yeah.
what? If anybody else in Los Angeles, I'm glad Brother Jay connected with you guys when he moved from New York to LA. You guys are nurturers. You know what I'm saying? Look, let me tell you, Fat Jack, I seen you over at the house too. Uh DK Tune and Abstract Rude when they lived in the house
The
together.
light, the sun's light right there.
I used to go visit. I used to go visit all the different crews around LA. That was my thing. When I had time, I
Yeah.
would get on the bus and buy me a big burrito from that place, that 7-layer burrito. Anyway, and I would go visit people. And so one of the groups of people I would go visit is Fat Jack, DK, Abstract Root, DK Tune, and sometimes you was over there, and they would always teach
Yes.
me stuff. They would always teach me stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, we was a house full of information and knowledge. That was our thing. Like that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't understand. We wasn't just doing music like for the entertainment purposes of doing it. We was building
yeah,
information, culture, Afrocentric ideas, dealing with the quantum realm, dealing with music.
I would be doing a disservice if I didn't mention those brothers. Um, Cobra Red was on my show last night, and shout out Cobra. And we want to. I want to maybe even do a. Hold on. I think I want to even do a whole dedication to the brothers of hip hop in Los Angeles because Cobra Red was on my show last night. Shout out Cobra, and
Shout out Cobra Red, 5 footers, definitely.
shout out. So she and I, we have talked several times. You look nice, son. Several times about how when she and I were homeless, or like whenever we've been homeless multiple times living in LA. The brothers in LA were the ones that helped us out a lot. Like Akil from Jurassic 5, he and his wife, they used to
Big up a
feed us.
kid.
Shout out. When I was homeless, well, I didn't literally know where I was sleeping. Zagu, shout out 2000 Crows. He used to let me crash. No funny business whatsoever.
Yeah, at Global Flotation, it was like that's what
Oh yeah,
family does. They take care
yeah.
of each other.
Flotation House. That's right. That's where flotations. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, all those brothers. JMD. Whenever Cobra and I would go to the Project Blow, and we would maybe didn't want to ride the buses back to Long Beach, JMD and his wife Delerna, they would let us crash
Yeah.
at their house.
I
Shout out.
remember going with JMD on tour, and he just called me. He was like, "Zulu, we're going to do the show with Cypress Hill and some other people. You coming?" I'm like, "Yeah." I get in the van. It's just speakers and equipment everywhere. I just lay on the back of the speakers all the way there, like a trooper. Like,
Let's go.
trying to basically be seen because that was so important. Is to get the art out there. And since a lot of people ask me, "Well, why you didn't start rapping and doing that?" I've always written lyrics, but I just didn't want to. Some of my best friends were the best rappers I knew. So it was like, damn, do I start rapping for the sake of rapping? Like, I'm not gonna chop and I'm not a Micah 9 or you know what I'm saying? But I took their format of rap, like the chop cadence that the Good Life and the Freestyle Fellowship are all good for, and I embodied that into my dance.
Yes,
So
that's
I
yes,
became a visual rapper that had chops and delivery and cadence and all these other MC techniques, but I just applied it to the dance
yes.
because we were already doing lyrical dance with jazz musicians, so it was easy to make that transition to hip hop. You
That's
know?
interesting that you mentioned that because before I started writing to hip hop tracks, I used to write to jazz tracks and try to write to the like as an instrument, as a practice.
Mm-hmm.
Got that. And then that's how me and Skilo shout out started connecting because he used a lot of jazz samples in his songs and stuff. He's the one that hit me to Betty Carter. I had never heard of Betty Carter until him. So, anyways,
Yeah.
that's
And
an
since I
example.
DJ now, it's like Norman Connors too.
Oh
Yeah.
man, let me see. Let me see if
Duck
there's.
Pond, Gene Pond. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Medusa, how long have you've known Medusa forever too? How long
Oh
have you been
God.
professionally
I've been
working?
knowing Medusa. Shit. I want to say since 93, 92. Because we all had a deal, a record deal around the same time with Capitol Records. Her group
Okay.
Sin, our group A.T.U. We had our manager Top at the time.
Oh
So
my
we all
God.
had deals. Yeah, we all had deals at that time, and everybody was just in the studios and just doing it. And it was a beautiful time. And I think if we would have had the luxury of the social media platform then, now, we all would be billionaires because
Damn.
we are living, breathing, walking content. We don't need
Yes.
no likes, no dislikes, and none of that. We are the content. We are what they using to make content off of because they have
Yeah.
a point of reference, which is the 90s. They have a point of reference of what to do to create more content, be it pseudo content or real content. They got a vision. So we the gods of this. And it ain't egotistical or anything. It's just,
Facts.
before us, there was Coltrane. Before Coltrane, there was somebody. Before him, there was somebody, and so on and so on and therefore. So we are
Wow.
the new version of them, living and breathing, because the ancestors still walk today with us.
That's
And
interesting
just
that
because,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh no, please keep going.
No, I'm
I
just
just
saying because that's really what it boils down to. Is like, I've had a lot of friends that have made it, not made it. I've seen a lot of money, lost money, had a lot of stuff lost. But at the end of the day, I'm still talented. I still can do this. So you don't lose nothing. You just change obstacles into opportunities. You know what I mean?
yes, I've
And
definitely seen you. You've no worries, he'll be back, God willing. Um, he has basically reinvented himself again, and that's what a lot of artists do. A lot of artists have to reinvent themselves because sometimes your physical body may change, or sometimes your voice may change, sometimes your purpose of your art may change, and you need to be able to have the flexibility to transform your creativity into different things. For a few years I didn't even do music as much. I was more so focused on grad school and rearing children, and I was telling my one homegirl Sheris, shout out Sheris, that I was like, man, I don't get to express my creativity. And she was like, are you kidding me? The way you raise your children, the way you cook, the way you design your house, that's all creative, that's artsy, that's expressing your creativity. I was like, dang, I hadn't really thought of that like that. But that's true, in your everyday life, if you're, utilizing colors and design, you're basically being artistic or artsy. Oh, please come back, Zulu. I hope you come back. Where's my phone? Oh, he's calling me. Hey, hello. Sure, we can. Okay, if it's making you frustrated, we definitely can. Yeah, you're saying some powerful stuff too. So that's fine. What's a good time for you? Maybe 7 or 9 or what? PM? I know we're in a different. What I think I may be working till like 4:30 p.m.
Okay, that's cool. We can do it then. We can do it at 4:30.
Or maybe like 5:30.
5 is cool.
5 o'clock. Okay. So like do other 5. Well, that'd be 2, man. It's all good.
I'm going to get up. I'm going to talk to you.
All right. No problem. Peace.
All right.
Peace. Okay. Well, so what's happening is Zulu was getting a bit frustrated with the clicking in and the clicking out. But let me show you guys some footage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a part 2 of this interview tomorrow. But for now, I just want to show you guys some footage. All right. So because the brother's a really creative, innovative cat. All right. So let's do it. Here we go. This is him with Brother Jay.
Let him bounce, let him bounce, let him bounce. Yeah. Fear and aggression, brain generation next. The house of regret, like down a street next. We move and repent, we lost sight of our mission. Without a revive the justice, we must remain at the prison. Freedom fighters unite. Freedom fighters unite. Yeah. Freedom fighters unite. Yeah. Freedom fighters unite. Wisdom for green, fight for wealth, movement for life, common knowledge is permanent.
That's one clip. Let's see
the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
Well, here I am in the middle of an open hand. My feet are rooted in an upright stand. What's my plan? I feel the fingers closing in. I got a light by the chosen man. A little fight for my foes and fans. I'm still reciting doing shows with bands. Hope I can't know that.
the focus to a soft blur.
Okay, first of all, wasn't that song Flame? That's AC alone right there. That was freaking incredible right there. That was freaking incredible. I think I might need to hear that again. Hold up.
But my heart is full of sorrow, feeling all alone.
What's that?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, I am. And yes, we are. Together in this situation, so far apart. Forget just what we are. God bless. And that she gets everything you say that she remember everything. Gotta look within, I'll take it down with a cookie grin. I'm gonna find the high speak to and all the emotions involved. Next up is Evo. Reload. Are you ready?
Yo, Arcana, collecting raw elements and data alchemy, revise the recipe, retaining raw flavor of rap, then create the black laser on a gap, save a mirror image divided by zero, and make this hypothesize, seek self through thine eyes, divine disguise, we will try to find
The focus to a soft
I
blur
gotta hear this song again.
or sharpen it to crystal clarity.
It's nuts.
For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that
You gotta
you see
tell me
and
the name of
hear.
the song,
We
Zulu.
repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
Well, here I am in the middle of an open hand. My feet are rooted in an upright stand. What's my plan? I feel the fingers closing in. I got a light by the chosen man. A little fight for my foes and fans. I'm still reciting doing shows with bands. Hope I can't know that.
the focus to a soft blur.
Sorry, that's just nuts. So here's some pictures. This is him. This is Zulu Abstract Rude from his group Abstract Tribe Unique. Also, Abstract Rude has his own single music, his solo projects. This is Prince that he used to dance with back in the day, Ebony Prince. And that's Fat Jack, the DJ, super dope DJ. Shout out. I need Fat Jack on my show. I love Fat Jack. He's so dope. He's worked with every single body you could possibly imagine on the West. All right, so this is the rest of the Abstract Tribe Unique. Different pictures of different people. DJ Drez, that's DJ Drez right there. This is a cool picture. Let's see. He's got these glimmering, I think they're blue or green. I don't know if his eyes are green or blue. They're very sparkly though. They're like really, really glowy. Damn, they're glow in the dark. There's JMD. Shout out JMD. One of the best drummers ever in hip hop and jazz. Let's see some more pictures. That's AC Alone. That's DJ Kilu in the middle. That's Abstract Rude. And then there's Zulu. Fashion. We got to talk about the brothers' fashion tomorrow. Seriously. Oh, Ganja K. It's a picture of our brethren, Ganja K. Rest in peace. He passed about 5 years ago. Rest in peace. Let's see. Here's some old footage just from the Good Life. All right, Abstract Rude. I feel you. That's pretty dope. Let's check this out. All right. See, Zulu incorporates a lot of African dance with some pop locking, like he said. Rerun is one of his, aside from the Nicholas brothers, right? Let's check this out.
Performances, full-on festival style. OG, the homie DJ Saturn, aka Zulu Butterflies, gonna be on the ones and twos. Beat Jackers, Brixby Ron,
All right, let's find some more dance moves. Here we go.
Let's go. We got Zulu. Give it up to the head. You know what? Okay. You know what? Let's get it. Okay. Go, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. You know what? That's right.
All right, that was pretty dope. Here's some more pictures of the crew. Oh, that's Phoenix Orion right there. Shout out Phoenix, trying to get him on the show too. He's a dope.
I'm a terror from another world. And this is a combination. This is the Black Heart Procession. And this is superiority. The strongest man holds his peace. Lyrics. It's all love. In the studio and the streets. Kids take the dust. People take the dust in the studios. Knock it off.
Shout out Micah 9. That was some Micah 9.
How is the West having the best at the expense of all of the rest?
Change your thoughts, free your mind. Observe a place where there's no time. What we think, we become. Thoughts of life, actions of love. Poison the air, pollute the water. Destroy the earth and our mothers and fathers. Control our thoughts to create our fears by making us believe in something that's not real.
Shout out Patches the Clown. OG.
How is the West having the best at the expense of all of the rest?
Change your thoughts.
All right. That sounded like that's some nice stuff right there. Well, anyways, y'all. So we're gonna basically conclude on what happened. What happened, Nikki, was that Zulu is in a location that had poor Wi-Fi. So we're gonna follow up on this thing tomorrow after evening. So afternoon around 5 o'clock or so. I gotta make another flyer. So that's it, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. So we're gonna just do this tomorrow around 5-ish. Anybody have anything they want to mention when they ask me? Anything. Nothing? Okay. So yeah, that's it. That's all I had really prepared for right now. I mean, I was gonna get into my Hollywood gossip, but I didn't know if y'all wanted to. Did y'all want to get into some Hollywood gossip? Okay, did y'all see those pictures that Rihanna took with her baby? What did y'all think about that? Did y'all think that was playing with the little, let me show you. Well, I don't even know if I show you pictures. Let me see if I can show the pictures. Rihanna baby pics, or pics with baby, I should say. Vogue pics with baby. What did y'all think of those pictures? Did you think they were cute? Or did you think something else? Some people aren't feeling the cover. Let me see if I can show y'all that cover. Yeah, some men, I have not really heard women, but some men have issues with the cover. They feel that it's emasculating. They feel like they're showing her in the lead, in the front, and they feel like that's not correct. I was tripping off these pictures right here. Wait, hold up. Share this tab instead. I don't know what. Hold up. This. Y'all see these pictures right here? Like her baby's. I don't know. It's just something odd about it. It's just something odd. You know what I mean? Look. Okay, I get it. She's wearing like a vampira sexy dress, right? And then she's holding her baby with a clean little towel. She's not looking motherly or maternal. And then there's a bassinet, but there's like red velvet, sheets. Tell me if I'm reaching. Okay, there's her and dude. That ain't the only picture. There's this picture of her with her baby, and it just seemed a little odd. I'll just put it like that. But they're not showing it on here, so I'm gonna get out of there. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, it's like her and the baby, and she's laid up in the bed with the baby. But it just, in these times, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? In these times, I just ain't feeling some of these things that some of these folks is doing. See, they're not showing that other picture with her laying in the bed with the baby. Yeah, they ain't showing that because a lot of people had something to say. See, they're not keeping it real. There was a lot of complaints about that picture. That's why. But basically, it was a picture with her, the baby's legs cocked up in the air. I think he's wearing like a diaper, and then she's leaning over him. It didn't seem maternal. It just didn't seem maternal. Okay. And then she's wearing the little vampire sexy dress and he's laying on the sheets. It was like they was playing with the heads of people, or I could be reaching. I don't know. Anyways, I guess I'll reach out and get back with y'all tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I would have done this interview later tonight, but Dr. Umar Johnson is going to be speaking over at the West Las Vegas Art Center out here in Las Vegas, and I kind of wanted to check him out. So I'm gonna go do that. Does anybody have anything else? Anything? That's it. All right. Well, I guess I'll catch up with y'all tomorrow at 5 p.m. here. Same bat channel, same bat place. All right. Same thing. All right. Peace.